Welcome to Deep Thought. Powerful people. Now, I've talked about stuff like this, about people with gifts and stuff, but I was just thinking about this because, not to get too deep into it, but I've been taking some online courses and stuff, webinars and stuff with some very powerful individuals as far as not only like just natural talents, not even like, what some people would consider psychic talents, but just in terms of knowledge and what they know. I'm going to tell you what. We got real life X-Men out here. We got real life alphas out here. I mean, I know it's to me, it's scary how much real life there is just out here. I mean, we think about like the superheroes or, mutants or, X-Men, upcoming Black Panther, and we think about these fantastic powers and gifts and stuff. And it fascinates me because you got some people right here who are really on some stuff. See, I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret about me. My biggest thing is human potential. Even what I do with my relationship books, that's really more about human potential than it is about getting women. It's about evolution. My thing is always about being better than you were the day before. So you got some people out there. I mean, they just on some fantastic stuff. They just on, like I said, yeah, you got some people, they can go into trances and tell you what's happening all the way around the world, and they low key and do some stuff that people would consider supernatural and stuff. But then you got some people, especially men, because the more psychic stuff is more women orientated. You ain't gonna get men too deep into that, because the women, because of their nervous systems, how they made up and everything, are more receptive to like those type of energies. That's why, if you doubt it, just go to any church. Go to a Pentecostal church where they're getting the Holy Ghost or something. They're more receptive to that. And there's a lot of female shaman out there. And in fact, many males who are shaman in any culture or something, they usually have a strong yin presence, which means more, it don't mean they're like gay or anything or effeminate, but just more of a receptive energy, because that's how you have to do it. But then when you talk about some men on some powerful stuff, like men's thing has always been knowledge and training themselves to the point where it looked like what they do is a superpowered thing, right? Like there was this comic book I was reading. It was an independent black creator. It was called Stormbringers. And it was interesting because all the women on this, it was a superhero team, all black. All the women had natural superpowers that came from womb energy, right? But the men were to the point where they trained themselves to the point where it seemed like a superpower. Like you had one guy, he was called a gunslinger. I don't know what it was. Whatever the case, that dude, he was so good with firing with using guns and stuff and hitting things, he could like hit bullets out the air. But he was trained to do that. And he had another guy, he was just a trained killer. And you have like, that's one of the things, you got some men out there who've trained themselves, men and women really, who trained themselves in what they do to the point where it seems like a superpower. And I'm actually learning some stuff now. If I, bother to really like apply it, I can read a lot of stuff just from just the knowledge I have. Like people say, well, how you know this? How you know this? I just know it. But it's a knowledge thing. It wasn't something I was born with. You study something enough, you can do it. You got modalities out there where you can read a person. You can look at a person's face and tell what's up. That's how deep it is. You can look at their face and tell their sex drive. That's something I never teach people. I did that with one dude. I took a womanizer and made him more efficient because he said, "Hey, Rom, that thing you told me to look for." And so nobody hit me up talking about, "Hey, what's the thing to look for?" I'm like, I don't tell people unless I know who you are personally, right? But you got some people with that type of knowledge. People who know how to touch you in such a way to heal you, because they've developed such a knowledge of things like massage, reflexology, everything, and just such an expertise with it. It seemed like a superpower. Or you can see this with martial artists. I trained one time with I took a couple classes with this one martial artist in the Baltimore area. I don't know if he want his name called because, well, they kind of low key, but this dude in his like 70s. Yet I've seen a video of him moving so quickly. I was like, wait, I had to keep running the video back. How do you get from point A to point B that quick? And I was like, wow. But it would seem like a superpower. But it was just, that dude got masteries in so many systems and stuff that he, his black belts aren't anything to him. He developed his own system and was teaching it to people. And you have people out there doing that. Like, you have several people out there. There's a lot of martial artists. I got I'm going to say an extremely loose connection with some very powerful martial artists in the black community anyway. And they doing their own stuff. Or they got people doing their own energy healing stuff. It's, it's incredible. And, like I said, you get some people, they have some stuff that's kind of inborn. But then you have people who's trained. They develop themselves. And even if it's inborn, you still got to develop yourself. They develop their power. I mean, you got, like I said, I know some real life X-Men. It's incredible. I mean, it's very quiet because, I'm going to tell you what, with people who got a perspective, a gift, or knowledge beyond what the ordinary person has, by nature, they're going to stay low key. And the reason why they're going to stay low key, they pretty much have to. They pretty much have to, because I'm going to tell you one issue I have out here with most people. And I really do have to. I'm patient with them. I try not to look down on them. But most people are just happy where they are. They don't go beyond. Wherever they are in life, they accept it. And some people might say that's a cool thing, but it's like, no, they're not trying to improve. Like you got people out here who are poor or they're beggars. And since some people will give them stuff or support them, they don't try to go beyond being poor or being beggars. They comfortable where they are, or they have certain relationship outcomes, since I'm known for talking about relationships, but they don't do anything to evolve past that. Or they get a job and they just do what's necessary. They don't try to improve how they do the job or the business or whatever. And, one of the saddest things, most people do not try to become better people. They sit there and they get caught up into thinking that they're right in their behavior and everybody else is wrong. But they don't make a correlation between their desire or them trying to be right and everything falling apart around them. They don't humble themselves enough. They don't say, hey, maybe it's me. If we talk about powerful people, probably the most powerful person is the person who knows themselves well enough to try to evolve to a higher level, to become a better person every day, to really be introspective and look at themselves and say, hold up, I need to change this about myself. Maybe that's the powerful thing. I don't know. But that's always been, I'm serious. That's deep thought might evolve just to pure human potential thing. And I don't care. And that's something anybody can do regardless of your faith, your path, whatever. Human beings are really, let me tell you what, human beings don't have to just grow old and die. I mean, even now on my Instagram, I follow this one dude. He in his 50s. He's like Cock Diesel, got his little gray beard. I'm like, damn. I better be in the gym. It's like no excuse. That's powerful. I mean, I've seen You know, you got women in their 90s and stuff running sprints. You know, it's a powerful thing. That's the way you have to go. So anyway, Ray, I just wanted to share that. Everything's good in the neighborhood, as they say. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Keep rising and transforming. Peace.